After you, Mickey. They after you, Mickey.
Anyway, let's move on.
So now I need Tracy. Where's Tracy?
Oh, you thought it was over. That's so cute. But basically, shit hit the fan.
Wait, my wife just got a phone call from Sarah. Sarah started screaming and crying at her the moment that my wife picked up. She said, "I just got demoted because of your blank husband." Except replace the word blank with an Asian slur. Apparently, some of our coworkers are friends with her on Facebook and they showed the post to management, which combined with her earlier rant, double whammied her back to being a line cook, and now she might get fired. My wife told her to go F herself, and she's now solidly on my side after taking the verbal abuse from Sarah and reading some of the comments here. My wife is still the opposite of happy though. My wife called her mother and asked her what the hell is going on with her father. My mother-in-law was confused, so my wife played back the voicemail that I had on my phone. And apparently my mother-in-law literally just walked away from the phone without hanging up and started screaming at her husband. The Facebook post has now devolved into an absolute flame war with family and friends jumping in. Suffice to say, things have officially gone nuclear.
Bruh, what I say? Keep that shit off the social media thing. You know what I'm saying? That's his own, out of all of this, that's his only mistake. That's his only mistake. Other than that, I am 100% with dude. Like, all of it. Except for that social media thing. Because see, once you set that loose, you can't pull it back. You can't. Right? You still could have had mom going off on dad. You still could have had all that stuff would have happened eventually anyway. But that social media thing, it's a dangerous, dangerous thing, man.
Here's my only thing that I'll say about this. And maybe, any other time I would agree with you. I do kind of agree with you. Just at this point in this society that I deal with, just to a certain point now, you can be. I've always told my kids this: you can do whatever it is that you want to do, as long as you can handle the consequences of your actions. Knock yourself out. You can't come to cry to me about this, that, and the other when you decide to do something wrong. Hey, I was under the assumption you figured out what the rules and the regulations and the bylaws was going to be after you did something wrong. Apparently, I was wrong, but you grown as hell, and I ain't got to deal with it no more.
But you can't see around corners, Marlon. This ain't like the world we grew up in. This ain't the world we grew up in, man.
My point is, when you do crap, when you do crappy things, I'm sick and tired of everybody else dealing with the consequences except for your crap ass.
Well, she is dealing with consequences.
There's a consequence to everything that you did. I understand what you're saying, putting it on social media and everything like that. But I don't want to move away from what exactly was put on social media. What was said on social media. And hear what I'm saying, Theus.
It doesn't matter if it was true.
Huh?
It doesn't matter that it was true. It never should have been on social media.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it should have been. But it was
a family business. It's family business.
I don't care. I just don't care.
So that means you get in an argument with Foxy, or you get in an argument with one of your kids, and then they somehow let it slide out into the streets. And people don't care about the reality or the context. They only care about what was written and put in front of them. And now you lose your job? You lose your job because you had a heated moment with one of your family members in your house.
That wasn't a
I don't care how racist it was.
That was not a heated... Theas.
It was.
You keep forgetting. You think this was you keep forgetting that this like wasn't a one-time event. She kept
The
poking.
racial slur was one time.
No.
The racial slur was one time.
Poking and the poking. What
that was being a bird. That was being an asshole.
She was being an asshole, and it led
Yes.
up to this point. And to do all the thing this dude said was, "Hey, leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. I'm just as trained as you are, if not more. You decide to come out and do something, say something racist. Now, hey,
yes.
So what should society do? This? Well,
society shouldn't have nothing to do with this.
Let me go back to go forward. Remember, I said earlier. At this point, she was a bigot until she gets into a power that she can become racist. So what is society gonna wait to this? That she gets into a power to become racist? When she stops?
Yes.
No.
You doing pre-crime. You doing pre-crime. No, you doing pre-crime, bro. Where does that stop? What you just said, where does that stop? What's to stop somebody from taking a clip of something you or I have said on these videos and taking it out of context and using that to get you fired? Where does it stop, bro? Until somebody actually does the thing. What she said did not rise to the level of fire her from her job because it was family fucking business.
She wasn't fired. She was put.
She was demoted. She was demoted.
Good.
Because what? So that's what my point is, bro. You only on this side because it benefits how you feel. And it benefits how I feel. I don't like racists. But what I'm saying is, where does that shit stop? What you are advocating for is similar to what these jackasses are doing in Florida and all around the country. I don't like something, so I'm going to punish you any way I can get to you. I'm saying what she did was wrong. And it caused a huge issue in that family. And it exposed her and her father. It did all of that. So all of the repercussions and fallout should be happening in the family. But because he took it and sent it out into the atmosphere, this woman is now dealing with outsized consequences. She should face consequences because she did a family offense. Therefore, there should be family consequences. But that's like saying that you do something against your neighbor and the freaking governor comes and gets you. No, things need to be relative to the scope of what the offense was. You know what I'm saying? And you can't see down the line that my CEO's secretary is friends with my brother's best friend when they see my Facebook post and they didn't like it. So now I'm pulled into the office and the CEO fires me. What? Come on. That's not reasonable.
It wasn't. It's not reasonable. We also live in a country where cancel culture became a freaking
Is it
thing.
right? Is that right?
It's not right.
Is cancel culture right?
Was it?
Because if that's the case,
right?
If that's the case, I need to stop doing videos because the stuff that I talk about can be taken out of context and blown up by somebody who has an agenda against what I'm trying to communicate. So is that the message? Because that's what you're conveying to me right now.
Especially that last video you made.
What was the last video made? The last video I made was talking about taking care of people who were less than us and taking people who are in more vulnerable situations and getting past this other stuff. But what I'm saying, somebody can take some of this stuff and weaponize it. And what you're saying to me, at least what I'm hearing from you, is that's all fair game because we live in a world where we're all connected. And we just, cancel culture is what it is. Let's just deal with it. In that case, should nobody talk no more? In that case, nobody should express anything that's in their mind or in their hearts. They should just suck it all up and hold it inside, which takes us back to the tea kettle thing that we were talking about, which is why you got all these dumbasses running around shooting at each other and blowing stuff up because they never learned how to just say some shit. People can't handle their feelings being hurt. This woman said a racist thing to you. That hurt your feelings. Oh, fucking well.
But you did hear when they said it was a combo of the family thing and what was heard at work. It wasn't just.
But why was it heard at work?
So I got to.
skipping
So
over.
I got to. So I don't put it on Facebook because she was dumb enough to go to work and talk about it.
No, you don't put it on Facebook because you just put it out in the streets. I know all our mamas taught us you don't put your business out in the streets. You don't hang your dirty laundry in the yard. We all know that.
My mama also taught me when you go to work, it's to work. It ain't you.
Okay, so you saying whatever comes, and that's cool. Well, we differ there. You know what I'm saying? Because that means somebody, like I said, somebody can have an opinion about you, weaponize something you say, and go and ruin your whole world over an opinion, over a statement.
What
It's all good till it comes home, bro.
I understand what you're saying. I just feel like I don't want to be that person who I let things slide. And I'm not saying that you're saying that, Diz. I'm just throwing an analogy out there that I'm thinking of right now. I don't want to let things slide because I don't want it to affect me the same way. We've already done that crap. Turn the other cheek because we don't want to get hit again. Be nice to them because
that's not nice. What it is.
But this is exactly what it is.
It's being the adult in their room.
I understand what you're saying that the dude messed up by putting it on social media. I get that. That was messed up. I get it. I even agree with you on it. But that being said, you're trying to sit there and correct me if I'm wrong. But you're saying at this point in time, he put the stuff on social media. He was in the wrong. He did wrong. He shouldn't have did it. Got you. Cool. But now you sit there saying this woman goes to work and talk about what's on social media and was overheard. Where is her responsibility? If it was a
that is her responsibility.
Why the hell did she go to work and tell people at work what was on Facebook?
I'm not saying she's not responsible for that. I'm not saying she's not responsible. What I am saying that is her company is wrong. Huh?
She should have went to work. She should have worked and kept her mouth shut.
But see, that's just it. Watch where. See, you taking too many off ramps, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
okay, let me put.
Yeah, you can say that, but at the same time, you just said earlier on not to just hold stuff inside. So she went to work and she was wrong because she shouldn't have had that conversation at work. So she was venting to a coworker at work. Maybe that coworker's her friend. I don't fucking care. But she could have been in the break room having a conversation, and somebody who was sitting in the corner hiding behind the soda machine eating a cracker heard what she said. And then they ran off and run go tell it. And then now the company is coming down on her, right? Hey, whatever, however it happened. But what I'm saying is what happened in her house of a verbal interaction, nobody was touched. A verbal interaction in her house should not translate to her being punished at work, period. Right? It just shouldn't, unless you can find where she is acting on these mentalities and having an impact on someone else. So if that's what you want to do, have an investigation. But you don't do that.
That's the issue that I'm having with you. Is why do we have to wait until she affects somebody else?
Because she hasn't done anything yet.
She gets into the power of somebody who can fire a good chef or a good cook. They're fucked. And now
that's
she just,
pre-crime.
Okay, now that we figured out that you don't screw somebody else over, now we're going to demote you? So what happens to the dude then? So what happens to him?
Who is he? Who is he?
I don't know who he is. He's gone.
It hasn't even happened. You are functioning off of a hypothetical. This person's a bad person, so eventually going to do something bad.
You agree with me that bigotry and racism is only a bigotry that affects other people's lives.
Perhaps. The definition is a little wider for me, but yeah.
She's demonstrated that she's a bigot. I don't think she's going to cool down if she gets into a power.
Marlon, most people are bigots. Black people, white people, Asian people, most people are bigots. Most people have bigoted views of something. Most people can be wonderful towards on things on matters of race, but they got a blind spot when it comes to queer community. Most people can have a wonderful thing about the queer community and have a problem about disabled people. People have different blind spots. So what I'm saying is until the person does something that is against the law or against known common practice, then you hold that person accountable for their actions, not for what you think they're going to do. What you think they're going to do is all up in your head. That's your imagination. That's your supplication. You have no facts. All you have is, I don't like this person. And if we go down that path, you are doing what that DeSantis knucklehead does and what people like that do. We are now policing thoughts. We are now saying that because you have negative views about the Filipino community, if you ever come near a Filipino, you ain't got to do nothing to them. If you ever come near one, we're going to shut you down. And it's like, hold up now. So now we punishing people for thoughts? Now we punishing people for opinions? Right? Opinion could be wrong. The thoughts could be wrong. Your belief system could be wrong. But the fact is, it's not taking shape. It hasn't done the thing. Right? The worst thing that this woman's bigotry has done is hurt somebody's feelings. And I'm sorry, people need to stop with that shit. Your feelings are just freaking feelings.
It wasn't feelings.
It was feelings.
She literally went out of her way. She went out of her way to hurt this guy by saying the most racist thing. As a matter of fact, I even
hurt his feelings.
I even go one step further. I even go one step further. She didn't call and go, your husband got me demoted or anything else.
This is at the end of the story, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it was at the beginning.
Yeah. We at war now, so it don't matter.
Yeah, well, yeah.
At that point, it don't matter. We at war. You know? Because he already got punished.
And by the way, believe it or not, guys hugging out, LOL. This is not a fight. This and I.
Oh no, this is not at all.
This and I have gone even more rush shot where we're just dancing each other. This is like the most tame we can be.
But I get it, Tracy. You saying move on. I get it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and make sure that everybody get. Well, you know, JFC. She just want to blame the husband when she got in trouble because she talked about it at work. This, you're missing the point. This doesn't stem from the post. The warning she received specifically stated the problem was with her telling the story at the workplace.
Which came as a result.
But she's been punished at work due to her flapping her jaws.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't know another way to explain what I'm saying to you guys, right?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Y'all want to police speech to the point that it's weaponized, and I'm saying when you weaponize something, you're not the only one that gets to use that weapon.